God is going to speak with us, and God is going to give us understanding in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
So I was asked to speak on developing a business mindset. So I want to say that it is not everybody that is called into business, like full-time business. It's not everybody that will do, because if everybody becomes a business owner, who is going to work for them in their organization, right? So, but everybody must have a business mindset. Everybody should have a business mindset. Having a business mindset is different from doing business, running business. So, God is a businessman. God created us to be fruitful, and He said if we are not fruitful, He's going to cut us off. That's what Matthew 7:19 says, that every tree that is not fruitful, that is not bearing fruit, He's going to cut it off. So, if God is a businessman and He wants us to be fruitful, and He created us in His image, so He wants us to also be business men and women. When He created man and put him in a garden, He gave him work to do, He gave him business, He gave him something to monitor. And all the people that we can say in the Bible that we love what they do, like Abraham, Isaac, the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, and a lot of other people, they are business people. So they do business. And even people in ministry, there is business is like a business. If you don't understand what's it called, business, you might not be successful in ministry. And that's why someone like Bishop Oyedepo, he understands business very well. Anything he wants to do, he will learn it. When he wanted to New Covenant University, he said he learned about all the universities in the world that are doing well. He traveled there to go and make research. What are they doing well? What are they not doing well? So now in our career, so the three things that I want to discuss is, I'm going to be talking about what a business mindset is, how to develop a business mindset, and how to understand the business of your career, because every career has business attached to it. So those are the three things. And finally, as a bonus, I'll be giving some business opportunities that we could actually take advantage of, leverage on. So now, having a business mindset is basically a way of thinking that prioritizes value creation, opportunity recognition, ownership, and long-term outcomes. So basically, rather than doing some routine execution, for example, let me just put it in this. For example, if you are working in a particular place and you see yourself as, all I have to do is let me do what the work that they have called me to do and collect my payment and collect my salary, you are only going to be thinking as a consumer, as somebody that consumer, give me, let me do what you called me to do and let me get paid for it. But if you understand the business of your career, you are going to become even very, very successful in that career. People that they promote in places of work that have become successful, they are the people that understands the business of their career. They are people that prioritizes value creation. They look for opportunities around them in that career that they can explore. That they can, okay, even though I'm working in this place, what value can I bring into this company? What can I do better aside from the things that they are paying me for? What can I do better? So basically, having a business mindset is how people think and see problems and make decisions and allocate resources for those things that they have decided on. So now that is what the business mindset is. And then now, so developing a business mindset is a deliberate process of rewiring how you think, how you decide, how you act around value creation, problem solving, and long-term outcomes. So basically, it starts from how we think. The book of Proverbs says that the way we think in our hearts is the way we are. So basically, if we think about value creation, because we become what we focus on, whatever it is we focus on expands, and whatever it is we think about, dwell on, meditate on for too long, is going to expand in our heart. So if we think about value creation, if we think about what opportunities around me can I utilize, if we think about those things are going to start materializing in our mind, and we can start putting them down. So now, how do we develop a business mindset? There are a lot of ways, and I've mentioned that the priority, the major one, is to think about value creation, have value creation thinking, such that you are not thinking about what I will get from this, what this one will benefit me, what that one will this, but how can you become a solution in that place that you actually find yourself. So we can become solution, ask questions, what problem exists in this environment. So for example now, Pastor Israel realized that this environment lack business opportunities, business mindsets, and something like that. No business conferences really hold in this environment, and he wants to start something like that. That's because he thought about what the problem of this environment is, and how can I provide a solution to it. So that is also a business mindset, right? So you will look at what are the problems that exist, who are the people that is affected by the problem that exists, and how can these problems be solved profitably, because it's not every solution you bring that is profitable. So how can I do this thing and it will be profitable, not just in terms of money that I want to make from it, but if in terms of maybe the impact you are going to make in the lives of the people that will benefit from it, and not of things. So those are being you profiting so from it. And if you do it well, there's no way you will not even eventually make money from it. So business minded people, they understand. So okay, I spoke about value creation, and then the one of the ways to also learn, to also create, to also have a business mindset, to learn about money and how money works, basically. So if you don't learn about, most people just make money through, okay, let me work, let me make money, let me work, let them pay me. And if you don't learn about money and how it works, it will be very difficult for us to be able to create a value that will bring money to us. Because when you know so much about making money, keeping money, multiplying money, when you know so much and you understand that money is an exchange for a value that you have provided, then you would want to think of ways that you can create your own value, so that people can exchange their money for it as well. So that, because there are a lot of things that you have exchanged your money for, because when you are coming here today, the transport that brought you to this place, you exchange your money for that value, so that because you don't want to trek to this place. So the clothes you are putting on, you exchange your money for that particular value because you don't want to go naked. So there are a lot of people that have created values and we are exchanging our money for it. So how can we also what can we also create that people can exchange their money for? So that is why we need to learn much more about money, how to make it, how to keep it, how to multiply it, learn about value creation, look at the opportunities around us. Look at the opportunities around us. What are the opportunities? There are a lot of for example, now when I gained admission into school, within the first like 1 month or few months that I maybe like 1 month, 2 months, I gained admission in that school, I already thought about so many things that they are lacking in this environment. If somebody can actually do this, if somebody can actually do that, if somebody can. So there are so many opportunities that I identified, and one of it is that I noticed that a lot of hostels, because of how that place is rocky and all that, a lot of places lack water. They do not have enough water in some seasons. So sometimes the well would have dried up and so many other things. So people sometimes pay people to go to places to fetch water for them and several other things like that. And I thought of what can I do in this area. So I kind of identified some water factories that are producing table waters that be around. So there are some, because in the whole of that place I think it was only one pure water factory then, because of water scarcity. So there's another factory along the road. That one is like you are moving outside of Bakunda. So I went to those people, I spoke with them. I want to be supplying those steps. I want to be getting water from the worker. How can we partner together? I want to be supplying water from your place to hostels that lack water. So I will do the publicity, I will go there, I will do the publicity, they will order for water, we will go there. Because what even made the idea came to my mind was that I remember that in 2016, I think, when I visited my brother in Abuja, the place they were staying, they had water in it, and they usually paid all these, is there a book that we call them, or Abusas, that they will bring water in the eggs. So that idea came to my mind that I can, but there are no abokis that I can employ in this place, how can I do it? So I spoke with those people, and they came up with the water of the vehicle of their pure water factory. So people will place their order maybe early in the morning and need water in the afternoon. So that was me too, I have class to attend. So in the evening they will supply water to hostels in kegs. So a lot of people in one hostel can place order for. So there are a lot of business opportunities that are identified. In my class I noticed that there are a lot of people that they don't have time to come for class, and some of them are Yahoo boys, and so maybe they don't have time okay, I can start doing your assignments for you. I can start being so anything. So I started doing that, and there was a particular assignment that we did. I made a lot of money from that assignment. I just posted it on one group, and because that is a faculty course, the whole faculty is offering that course, and there are some people that carried over the course and wanted to do it again and so many other things, and we had to use our computer. So some skills that I've learned before I gained admission were the things I learned. So we had to create a video, put it on a CD and so many other things. I started there, I posted it on the group, maybe like once or twice. It was people on the group that started sharing it. Somebody is doing this assignment for us, so this assignment that is giving us problem. Somebody is doing it for us. They started sharing it on their status, doing this, doing that. And before I knew it, I had a lot of people that were coming to me for assignments. And when the deadline is getting close, I started increasing the price. Will you pay this amount? Will you pay this amount? And later I started saying, I can't do this. Like, it's too much for me to do. Please, I cannot accept this. I don't want to disappoint you. So we can look around. What are the opportunities I can utilize? What are the things that I can do? So, and then later, I started another business again when I got to 200 level second semester. And by God's grace, till today, like, the business is still running. And so we can look at our environment, our business mindsets. So the fact that we have a job that we are doing does not mean that we cannot do something to profit from, to make money from. So we have to think about value creation, and like I've said, we have to learn so much about money. And so this thing starts from anything we want to do, starts from the mindset, and that's why we need to learn, continuous learning and adaptability, because there are some things that we know. There are some things that the same way you saw the problem is the same way another person saw the problem. The person also had a business mindset. The person also wants to create a solution. There are so many challenges, so many factors that is restricting the person from doing it. So you too, it is your responsibility to be able to think, and this challenge, what challenges can I face if I decide to go into this, and how can I overcome that challenge? So you'll be able to know how to adapt to changes around you. So continuous learning, you make sure you are learning continuously, such that Bible says that I think Romans 12 to there about that we should be transformed by the renewing of our mind. So we need to transform our mindset consistently. The fact that we learned about something today does not mean that we should stay at that particular level. So we need to learn continuously. That is when our mind gets broadened. Because also every time I try to read books, I try to learn maybe from YouTube, from people that are talking about the areas I want to learn from, try to go for seminars and all of that. Now, so that I will improve my knowledge. People that are also learning from me and looking up to me, by the time they get to my stage, by the time they get to their level, I should have also gone beyond them so that I can say, okay, let me teach you this thing as well, pay for this one, do that one, and all of that. So that is it. And now, Pastor Roger said that this program, he wants it to be every month, it's going to be running every month. If he invites me in another month, I cannot come and repeat the same thing I have said now. So I have to have also improved my own knowledge as well. So we have to learn continuously. Someone like Damilola is still learning a lot. When he wanted to grow, he said the church was not growing this thing. He went to, aside prayers, he identified that the fact that he prayed, he did a lot of things, but he also learned about, also the spiritual way, he learned about ministries, how church grows, this way, he learned so many things about. So if whatever it is we want to do, there is a business attached to it. Our ministry is a business. Our personal life is a business, because we don't treat it, because one of the things that we have to do in our business is that we have to always improve, we have to always get better, we have to always improve our products and all of that. So the same thing, we have to do it in our personal life as well. If we don't grow, our business will not grow. We will only grow to our business, or whatever it is that we are doing, our ministry, our career, everything, we only grow to the level that we ourselves have grown into. Even what's it called? Even our bank accounts, it will grow to the level to which we are grown into, because there are some level that we will get to that you will know a lot of things. You can say, I can monetize this knowledge, I can teach people these certain things, I can make money from this thing and all of that. Then so it will enable us to make more money, and it's because we have grown. So if you don't grow, several areas of our life will not grow. So that is it. And then there are a lot of points I could give, but I don't know if I have time. So let me just move to the second thing. I think the third thing now, which is I've spoken about what a business mindset is. I've spoken about how to develop a business mindset. Then I want to mention understanding the business of your career, how to know the business of your career. I said before that it is not everybody that will go into full-time business. There is not everybody that will become like Dangote or Otedola. There are people that will be working for them. People that are working, and the truth is that people that are working for such people, they have business mindset. If they don't have business mindset, there's no way they will go out to do, because Dangote or Otedola cannot think all the time that this is what we will do in his cement, salt, spaghetti, everything. This is what you are going to do, this is what you are going to do, this is what you are going to do, and be giving orders around. It's not possible. So he has to hire people that also have entrepreneurship mindset as well to be able to manage those things. If you don't have a business mindset, you will not be able to manage it, you will mismanage it. So that is why we need to understand the business of our career. So I said everybody has to have a business mindset, and only those who understand the business of their career performs excellently well in their career, and they are the ones that can create wealth for themselves in their career. So for every career or profession, there are several ways, there are several businesses in that career or profession. There are at least 3 to 5 business for each career. So when people say maybe because there is strike, so a lot of people cannot go to work because of the strike and everything. Most of the time, the people that complain the most are the people that are what they depend on is just the salary that's coming from the government. And whereas no matter the career you are into, there is always a business aspect of it. For example, if you are into teaching or education, one thing is that you can have private tutorials or exam coaching center for people. Private tutorial, you can release online courses in the subjects that you are teaching. So you can have the digital academy or digital space where you teach people online. You can also have the private space where you teach people. You can have people that will hire you to come and teach their children at home. So, and that's why you need to grow yourself and don't depend on the level that you are. So that you'll be able to, you can do consulting for schools and consulting for curriculum designs. You can do educational publishing businesses. You can publish books in your area. For example, this book we used in primary stage, EBOOK book. I don't even know the name of the book, but the title of the name of the man that wrote it is EBOOK. So, and that's somebody like that understands the business of his career. He's a teacher, he could teach, and then he wrote that book, and that book sold for several years. And all these people that did Macmillan mathematics for us when we were in JS1, JS, so all those things. So we should look at the business of our career, how we can leverage. If you are into health career, for example, maybe you are a doctor, you are a nurse or something like that, you can also have that one is your career. That's where they pay you your salary. You can have a private clinic. I know a doctor that he was working FMC or war, and he was collecting salary from the government. Then he also in the career he has what's it called, what do they call this? Is it consulting, tancy or some service that he does for people because he's an eye doctor. So they come to this. Then he also has people that consult him privately, that he goes to their house, consult them, do eyeglasses for them. So he sells eyeglasses, he consults for people privately, that people that comes to his or an office in Adetunji for general consultation, and he's collecting the salary from the government. And then with the money he was able to make from all those sources, he started investing in some other things like real estate and so many other things like that. So understand the business of your career. You can have a private clinic or a medical center. You can have a pharmacy or a medical care center where you sell drugs or injections or things, medical supplies. You can have health consultancy centers. You can have home health care centers. You can have an elderly a care center for elderly people. Things like that. You can also have medical training and certification centers for people as well. You can also do something like online courses for people in your career. You can start, I've mentioned like 6 already, you can start teaching people, informing people about your career. So something like what a Apoko doctor does. I know the majority of us knows Apoko doctors. That is somebody that has understood the business of his career. So on social media, he posts about don't do this, if you do this, it will affect your liver, it will affect your kidney, this one, a lot of things like that. So he started doing those things. Later he graduated to making movies about medical stuff. He started making movies about medical. Then there are people that will endorse him to promote a particular maybe product, food or something like that. So he's making a lot of money. I'm not sure he's even practicing as a doctor anymore. So he just focused on that particular area. And the fact is that he's gaining more knowledge every time, because if it's just based on what they taught them in medical school, that was how many years ago. So that is why we need, so in every business that you are, in every business, if you are into graphic design, you can have branding and digital agency, you can, there's so many other things that you can do. Because of time, I wouldn't want to take much on it. But so one thing that you need to do is, number one, you need to ask yourself the question, do I have a business mindset? Do I have an entrepreneurship mindset? If no, what can I do? What can I learn? What books can I read? What seminars can I attend? Who can I listen to? Who can I start following for me to develop my mind in this particular area? Number two, do I understand the business of my career? If no, what is my career? What am I doing? What can I do better? How can I learn more in my career? What can I, who can I speak to? What are the businesses that I can bring out of my career? What can I start doing in my career? So those things are one thing. I don't know if you know this man, Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, is a pastor, is a doctor, not medical doctor, but a certified doctor. So he's a business person, he's a pastor, and he owns a very big church in Lagos. He runs a very big business. He has he's into real estate, he's into a lot of things. He teaches people about entrepreneurship, about making money. He consults, he does a lot of things, and he's a pastor. So he writes books as well. So we need to understand the business of our career. What can we do to someone like Pastor Adebo usually they have books that they sell for people. They have so many other things. So you can think around your career. What are the businesses that I can bring out of this particular career of mine? So a career is like your credibility engine, right? It's built. It makes you have something. You can, for example, if you want to take, maybe release a course and start teaching people about something, one of the things you can say is that I am certified in this particular area, and it is your career that can provide that for you. So it gives you that credibility to make people want to trust you and want to deal with you, want to do business with you. So, but a business is your scale engine. But all the richest men in the world, I have not seen a career person in all of them. They are all business people. You can make money from your career, yes, but you can also make money in several ways in your career. So you don't have to quit your job before you have an entrepreneurial mindset. So the fastest growing entrepreneurs, they really start from scratch. They basically capitalize on what they have started in their career already. So that's where I'm going to stop. But I will just give us like maybe one or two things that we can leverage on if you are business people. So right now there is this Elumelu Foundation Program that is going on. It equips entrepreneurs with $5,000 grants, and every year it does that, and you can apply and just enroll for it and go through the program. I applied for it last year. I got the grant, and there are a lot of people that have been applying for years. They are still on it. So, but if you follow everything that you are supposed to do, they are going to do. So if they are looking for funding to scale your business, you can go to check the Elumelu Foundation Program. You can search on Google or just go to tfconnect.com, and then there's also another one, Savvy Fellows. They give people $3,000 to scale their business. Savvy Fellows, that savvyfellows.com, SAVVY So those are opportunities that we can also leverage on, that will also equip us with more financial listing and for us to be able to work on our business and scale it as well. So I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince and not confuse you that you can be a career person and also have a business mindset. You can take your career seriously and understand the business of your career, and also be profitable in your career as well. So whatever this thing that is setting up and wants to be doing this, so if you are part of this team and you are joining him to do these things, go around, take the gospel of business to the whole of village in Ishaland, but then you that you are promoting it, we don't even have that business profession, that business mindset. What do we want to tell people? What do we want to teach people? What do we want to talk about? So that's why we need to develop our own personal lives first. We need to grow first before we can. It is what is inside of us that we now give to people out of it. So we can't give what you don't have. So thank you very much for your time.
Young and are studying academically, and they don't have this zeal to trade or to do business. But you see a few among them who seems to be so challenging, no father, no mother to help, and so they just they just lost themselves in doing something to earn and to survive, and yet those ones don't fail. I've experienced this so much. I just wanted to talk around, so that's my first question. What did you notice that is wrong, and how can it be adjusted? Did you get my question? That's my first question. Let's take it one by one.
All right, sir. So what I can say about that is that there are a lot of aspects to it. But maybe I should just talk about one or two. One thing that can affect is because of our upbringing. Our parents love us so much, and sometimes when we love people so much, when we love them too much, we do more harm than good. So they want you to focus on, because that's what has been sold to them over the years, that go to school, graduate with a good skill, good grade, get a job, and start making good money from your job, good salary, so that after some time they will promote you, you get promotion, and when you get to the age of 65, you retire and start collecting pension. So that is what has been sold to everybody, and that is what our parents too are sold to us. There is this story of
that it's a mindset.
Yes. So there is this story of 4 monkeys in a particular place, and there is a tree there full of bananas. And then one of the monkeys wanted to climb this day to bring banana. As he was trying to climb this, there was a man that poured water on the head of the monkey, poured something on his head, poured water, and he ran back, told the second monkey that this is what happened. And that one said, let me try it. And he tried it to climb it as well. The man also poured water on the head of that second monkey. And then he also came that it's true. So the two of them told the remaining two that if you try to get this banana from this tree, there is going to be something that is going to be like a challenge, basically. Water that will pour on you, and you don't have it. So the remaining 2 monkeys did not even bother to climb it to get it. And then the man that was pouring water left the place. But those they did not even bother to try again. The remaining 2 monkeys also did not bother to go there. Then he brought another monkey, took one of those monkeys that has tried to climb it, took one of those monkeys away, then brought a new monkey in their midst. And that one said, there is this banana tree here, let's climb it. They said, no, if you try to climb, you can't climb it. This one. So then later he brought another monkey, took the second monkey that also tried to climb it, took it away, also put another monkey. So now there are now 4 monkeys that have not attempted to climb the tree. But that story has been sold to 4 of them. I can't climb this monkey. Now when they now brought in new monkeys that those people wanted to try to climb the place, the 4 monkeys started attacking those new monkeys that you can't climb. They started beating them. You can't climb this tree. You can't climb this tree. Why? You don't even know why. So now there are a lot of things that has been sold to us. We don't even know why. So one of it is that, and when we have people that care about us too much, they don't want us to stress ourselves. Like somebody like me, my parents don't want me to stress myself. They want me to just go to school, graduate, making good money, this one and that one. So when I wanted to go to a different career path, it was a tough battle between my dad and I. So that thing that they have sold into us is affecting. So and what help people that maybe they lost their people, don't have supporters, is because they realize that is either I make it or I make it. Is either I make it or I die trying. So they would rather prefer to die trying. So, but in most cases, they don't die trying. They actually succeed. So if we go to if we teach people business, we don't really teach business in our schools. And when we teach about business, we just talk about business studies in secondary school and even in the universities. The lecturers are teaching us business. They don't have a business on their own. So how do you want to convince me? Use theoretical knowledge to tell me how to run a business when you've not attempted to run a business yourself. So they just teach us practical, and we just apply. During the exam, we put it down, and then we have A. We believe that we do. But when we now get to the practical world, we are now faced with business. We now face challenges. No, they don't teach you this thing. And the thing is that challenges that we face in business is also that challenges that can happen. Even if it's in your career, you still face challenge. But it's because that's the only thing that they have sold to us, and that's what we have believed in, and that's what we decided to go about. So if you are being taught about business, we have business mindset from home. Our parents talk to us about business and some other things like that. So we My dad is a real businessman, even though he was a career person, but he has several businesses that he was doing. But because he loved me so much, he didn't want to bring me in those business. No, don't worry, I want to help you to do this one. Don't worry, go and sit down, go and do this. So all the things I knew, I had to learn from outside, basically. So that's why we might not have that privilege to maybe learn from home. There are people that from home they already equip them with something like that. For example, if you have children that came from the family of let's say Dangote or Adetunji, blah blah, even the child of Adetunji that got married a businessman. So if we don't have that advantage, but we have realized that no, we need business mindsets, because even if your career fails, you can still see something to fall back to. So that's why we need to take it upon us. The same way we went to school to learn about our career is the same way we will now go to school. Just that this time around, it will not be like your visa. You have to take time to learn, read, watch several videos that will help you, attend seminars, attempt several things, because you can learn so many things, but if you don't act on it, it's still the same as you do not know anything. So when you act on it and start seeing challenges and you start facing those challenges, you see how you overcame this one, you see how you overcame that one. So tomorrow when you have people that are starting the similar thing and they said I'm having that challenge, you already know that's why all these people that charge us for mentorship, that's why they are making money charging us for mentorship, because they have been through that phase. They know how to navigate all of those things and they know how to help us, so that all the mistakes that they made will not make it. So the same thing, all the mistakes that you yourself made, you don't make want somebody else to make it. So you charge people for consultation, you charge people for mentorship, you charge people for a lot of ways to earn from having a business mindset, basically. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much. I believe that has sunk inside us. Now, the other question is, what age limit is advisable to commit to developing a business mindset?
What age limit is advisable to commit to building a business mindset? So are you saying what's the highest age, like someone can go, what's the youngest? What stage can you start?
On both sides. What age can you start, and what age does it look impossible, or like I've been having or trying to build a business life somehow, then I got married, then it crippled it, then it died, or what's your observation around it? How would you identify?
Okay, so I can say about the matter of age is that there is no age that is too young, there is no age that is too old, as long as you are alive. You can be life itself is a school, so we need to always keep learning. We can start even teaching our children how money works. I have some couples that I follow on Instagram that from young age they teach them about the basic rules of business, investments. They taught them how to buy shares in different companies, things to look out for when you want to buy shares from young age, even before they go to school. So it's one thing that I also have in mind, that when I get married and start having children, it is from young. I might not start from when you are inside the womb. There are two things I put into you. Number one, knowledge of the word of God, and number two, a business mindset. So I can start reading the Bible to you from the womb, and also reading business books to you from the womb. My brother has children of ages like 10, 7, thereabouts, and he has already started giving them books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill or something. What's the name of this? Rich Dad Poor Dad. And all that. I started giving them those books to read, because the earlier you start, the better it is, and there's no age that is the limit. There are some people that it is after they have retired from their career, and maybe governments delayed their pension. They start thinking, what will I do with my life? What will I do with my life? And they now go for maybe some consultations, and now say, okay, in your career, you know this, you are successful in your career. Why can't you write a book about this and that and that? And they tried it, and it works for them, and made a lot, and they started making a lot of money for it. There are two books I'm writing at the moment. The first is how to attain financial security before you are 30. How to attain financial security before you are 30. Then understanding the business of your career. This small thing that I spoke about, I want to talk more about it inside that book. Understand the business of your career. So basically, it's one of the things that we can also let young people know. So if they read book, okay, before I'm 30, how I can achieve financial security. So one of the things that they also learn there is having a business mindset and so things like that. So even though they are young, they are already reading those books and all of that. And the earliest you start, the best. That's just it. If you want to save $1 million before the end of the year, it is better to start in January than to start in October. So that's just it.
Thank you. Another question is it possible to attract insight or idea that you are not passionate about?
Is it possible to attract insight ideas that I'm passionate about? Okay, so for me, there are a lot of things. I don't think somebody like Dangote is passionate about cement, or is passionate about salt, or is passionate about spaghetti, or is passionate about refinery. I think what determines is there a market in this thing? If I go into this thing, we like make money. As long as you are passionate about money, then all of that things you automatically be passionate about them. That's the same thing that makes people go to university and study banking and finance, and when they go out, they start doing POS business. Is this sorry, and they start doing POS. So it's the same way that we can, as long as we are passionate about money. So me too, I've made that mistake in the past. There are a lot of businesses that could have made money from. Be like, I don't want to commit my time into this thing. I don't want to commit. But at the long last, you see, like people that are not even half as smart as I am, they are into that business and they are making a lot of money from it, and be like, and instead of me to even start immediately, I will not say they've started doing it already, Jerry. So, but the truth is that the market is wide. The market is wide. You can't. One person cannot supply products to everybody in the world. It is not possible. So either you are into selling of drinks, you're into the market. Coke is very big. It's a big brand name. Coke. Everybody loves Coke. Everybody wants to take Coke. But when Pepsi came, Pepsi is still making their money. There are still now all this American Cola, Biggie Cola, and all of that. They are still making their money. So the market is big. As long as you are passionate about money, you can be passionate about being in business. So that business might not be really what you want to do, but if you see that it's paying temporarily, it can fund what you want to do for full time. So that's what I can say.
All right, thank you. We are heading. All right. Now another question says that how long does it take to commit to a vision and become stable?
For everybody, their journey is different. No two journey is the same way, but people usually say that you should give at least 5 years. But there's a business that you will start in 2 years, you know that I should back out. There are things that depends on a lot of realities. So for example, now the water business I mentioned, the initial time, later I have to pause that. I still have the mindset of going into that business later, but at a point I had to stop it, and the reason why I had to stop it was because of so many challenges. Aside from the challenge of the place I'm getting water from, it's far and all of that, then the pure water factory people that I'm using their bus, because at the time I was a student, I could not afford to have a bus of my own or a vehicle of my own or something like that. Started saying on per trip that they want to collect 20,000 naira per trip. And I'm like, how much am I even making on all the water that I loaded in this truck? How much is it? That will pay you 20,000 naira per trip. And I spoke with a lot of other people too. Their prices were much, and there were a lot of others. There were a lot of demand, but I could not meet the demand because of several realities. So if I now want to do it again, and the place I'm getting water from too, I have to pay them that I'm getting water from them as well. So all those things. So that's why I just had to pause it temporarily. So when I have more infrastructure to go into, when I have more, I can say maybe vehicle to start the business, maybe I cannot dig a borehole or things like that. I can say, because the market is there, right? So there are so many other things too so there are some things that you might have to stop temporarily, and there are some things that, because I think markets will determine if you should stop something. And the fact that the market is not buying it does not mean that it's not something that will become big. It's just that means that there's something you are just not realize you're not doing well. Sometimes it might be that you should add a particular feature to the existing feature. Sometimes it might be like you should market it in a different way, or that same business you are doing, it might not be for that particular market. It might be that if you take it to another place, the same thing that is selling very well in Elisha, if I take it to Lagos, it might not sell. The same thing that is selling very well in Lagos, if I take it to Elisha, it might not sell. So that's just one thing that we need to look around. So, but generally, businesses comes with challenges, and that's why we need to have mentors that can help us so that we can know how to scale through those challenges. But I feel like as a business owner, you will know if you should, to get to a stage, you know if you should quit this thing or not. Sometimes some business people that even see 5 years, some might not even work out in 5 years. It might be like after that, 7th year, 10th year that it started becoming big, and it really became big. But there's a reason why they did not give up. It's not because of motivation, don't give up, don't do this. It's not because of that. There's something they see that they know that if I do this thing differently, it's going to give me a different result. So when they now do that thing differently, it now gave them a particular result, but they feel like it can still be better. Let me still do another thing. See, they are able to perfect it basically. So you will know if you should stop or you should continue. I feel that's it. So I can't really give a time frame.
Thank you very much. Please, let's clap for this.
Thank you.
All right, please ask your question.
I want to ask that it is real, or let me say it is real that if you have the idea of business and you know how to do it very well, and maybe you have started doing it or you want to start doing it, and someone tell you that it's not aligned with your creation, say my business could pass it, then it is real that you know how to do the business, but you go and look for another thing to do because you can't do this business and succeed on it.
It's not in alignment with what?
With your faith.
With destiny. So real.
Okay, so what will be the person's destiny? So the thing is, for me to, and there are two things. One, if you have people telling, if somebody has someone that is telling that we could buy destiny, and I would want to ask the question, are you the writer of my destiny? So for me to, because sometimes in because for you to see people that will be talking that line of your destiny can come, it's probably maybe somebody like that is on one. Àwọn prophets, àwọn kìíní kan, because me I don't seek, as my God that I seek, I don't seek any other person. So it is when you are looking for so many people to validate. If you have an idea, just act on it. If it doesn't succeed, it doesn't work out, you know that it does not work out, right? You know that it does not work out. But telling people about it, it will rubbish it. That's just it. Because one of the best ways to rubbish your idea is to start telling a lot of people about it. Act on it first. When they start giving you results, when you even start it, they can say this thing cannot. But when they start seeing the results, they will be the ones to say, "I'm proud of you." And then there are some also businesses that people will say because of your faith or any company. Because for example, now I had in our church some years back a pastor that was working in international brewery where they do trophy and all of that. So and people will say that he's a pastor. Why is he working where they are producing? Where they are producing trophy and the man is making a lot of money from there, and the man does not drink, he does not smoke, he does not do anything. So that is work, and God is prospering him, promoting him in that same place, and not the people that arose against him. God gave him victory over all of them. So it depends on everybody. Now there are some things that you might want to do that the Holy Spirit might not permit you to do. So depending on each person, but it's a personal. For example, Pastor Philip Olubakin is a lawyer. He's called to back, and he's an artist. He knows how to draw very well, but he's doing ministry because that's what God said he should do. Do you understand? Somebody like Daddy Gio is a lecturer, is a professor. He was a professor, and he had the goal of becoming the youngest vice chancellor in Africa. And he would have achieved that if he went in that line. If God did not stop him. So there are some things that God himself will stop you. But when it comes to wòlíì ìran pé kíní kan or àwọn kan sọ pé kíní kan ìwọ̀n ìgbà àkọsẹ̀jáyé. So at times that they check those things, kò lọ mọ́ kíní kan, me I don't believe in those things. So before I even tell you about an idea, before I tell you, mo ti take 10 steps on it. Mo ti rí results. There are some things I'm doing at the moment that even my close friends they are yet to know about. It is when there was a business that I started in school that is still till today by grace of God paying me. When I wanted to do it, when I started this, when my sister was like this thing, blah blah, how will you make money? Because then I was not making money. I was investing a lot of things in it. How will you this? Don't think it's shaking. I did not listen. I continued after some years that they started seeing the results. They are the one that said, "I'm proud of you." So that's just it. So I think I answered.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How about our resource setting?